is grief? If not love, persevering.
Part of the madness of the multiverse is we get to see different realities. And we see different versions primarily of Doctor Strange, but we do see other versions of Wanda Maximoff.
I think WandaVision was this journey of her for the first time taking her own life into her own hands. And it was fun transitioning from her experience to this movie.
You could use an Avenger.
There are other Avengers.
We'll get you back on the lunchbox. What do you know about the multiverse?
We wanted to satisfy the WandaVision fans and take them to the next level with a character they love.
It was fun just looking at it from a different perspective.
The multiverse. Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
We need your help.
It's magical. She owns that character so well. It's a very powerful performance with a very powerful character.
In the multiverse, there are alternate versions of everyone. It gives the characters a unique opportunity to meet themselves, to recognize qualities that they may have been blind to.
The fate of the multiverse depends on us.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and we have yet another new trailer featurette from Marvel Studios today. Marvel Studios has been releasing a ton of new trailers with a ton of new footage for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, including some pretty decent-sized spoilers. Like yesterday and this morning, Marvel Studios released an official TV spot that showed us a look at Professor Xavier's gold chair, and they showed us Captain Peggy Carter. And you have to think, if they're showing us these cameos only in the TV spots, what further cameos await us inside the actual movie? It's definitely super exciting, so let's go ahead and break down this new footage that we got today. A lot of new footage containing the Scarlet Witch. And I think they might actually give a clue here on why Wanda is going to actually be the true villain. Kind of the reason behind her motivation to go on her rampage. So let's dive into it, and of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. So this new featurette from Marvel Studios is titled Wanda Returns, and it actually starts off with the voice of Vision. He hits us with his famous line that he told Wanda in WandaVision, "What is grief if not love persevering?" Telling us that grief is going to be a big part of Wanda's story in Multiverse of Madness, but this we already knew. Yes, Wanda is going to be grieving because of the loss of her kids, but I think some of us are forgetting Vision. The trailers really focus on her kids, including this trailer, but this one focuses a little bit more on Vision as well. Now, in this trailer, we actually get some narrative from Kevin Feige himself, and he says that part of the madness of the multiverse is that we get to see different realities, and we see different versions primarily of Doctor Strange, talking about different variants, but we do see other versions of Wanda Maximoff. Now, in this featurette, we actually see a lot of footage of Wanda with her kids, and she's at her old house kind of frequently. Now, we know from the official trailer that these are dreams that she is having. However, they look to be pretty real, meaning that Wanda is actually going to believe that they are real until she actually wakes up from this dream. But it kind of might be a thing where it's getting kind of hard to determine dreams from reality. And this could actually tie into the end credits of WandaVision, where Wanda is studying the Darkhold and she hears the voices of her kids. That combined with her having these dreams, almost visions that seem real, could be the reason why she starts to explore the multiverse in search for her kids. Now, Kevin Feige mentioned variants of Wanda, and in this trailer and in other trailers, we actually see Wanda with her own variant. And I think that this variant is up to no good. Now, Wanda is not supposed to be the Scarlet Witch. The Scarlet Witch is not supposed to exist according to Agatha Harkness. And if they kind of stick true to the comics a little bit, there should only be one Scarlet Witch throughout the entire multiverse, meaning every different variant of Wanda is not going to be a Scarlet Witch. They'll be powerful, but not the Scarlet Witch. That is our Wanda, which is why I actually think one of these variants of Wanda could be coming to our Wanda. And nobody knows you like yourself, so I think this variant is actually going to manipulate our Wanda into kind of tearing apart the multiverse, going universe to universe, killing people, killing the Illuminati, doing whatever they they can to get her kids back. I've mentioned it before, and I still think it's true. I think the Darkhold is going to be manipulating her just a little bit, almost tainting her with an evil spirit. I think this combined with an evil variant of Wanda is kind of what sends our Wanda over the edge and makes her kind of go on this killing spree to do anything to get her kids back. And Vision, because they actually show Vision quite a lot in this trailer. We even see footage of Wanda having to kill him in Avengers Infinity War. So the grief is still a very big thing. Yes, we went through it in WandaVision, but it is not done for Wanda. If anything, it's about to get a lot more stronger. Again, to the point that she would do anything to get her family back. Now, Sam Raimi speaks in this trailer as well, and he says that this movie is going to give characters the opportunity to meet themselves and recognize qualities that they may have been blind to. Now, that can go both good or bad. There could be some great qualities that you didn't realize you had that kind of are brought out when you see a different, better variant, or a worser, more bad variant of yourself could make you realize, hey, I have some of that in me too, and it's not so good. And Wanda is extremely powerful, most likely the most powerful being in the entire multiverse. And a bad quality that could come with that is the ability to kind of just do whatever you want because nothing can get in your way. For example, we have a new scene here of the Scarlet Witch, actually several new scenes of Wanda attacking the Carmitage and Doctor Strange and Wong and the rest of the sorcerers. In fact, if you freeze frame right here in this new trailer, you can actually see as Wanda shoots up into the air, she is leaving from the Carmitage and it is on fire and in destruction in the background. And we actually see some new scenes of her flying through the air, throwing out attacks, I'm assuming against the Carmitage again. Because we've seen the scene where the entire Carmitage, all the sorcerers are looking up into the sky, and we've seen Scarlet Witch in the sky. So that has to be right before she attacks. And judging on these scenes, she attacks from the air, goes down, fights on the ground, and then she leaves, probably once she defeats everybody. Now, there is one very peculiar scene in this trailer. At the very end, it quickly flashes between different versions of Wanda. Some of these may be the same, some of these may be variants. It goes from her at her house where we see her with all the trees, to her in her Scarlet Witch crown, to her covered in blood, which I actually think is a variant. Then it shows her in her house and she slowly turns and looks at the camera. Could she be breaking the fourth wall here? Now, it's a multiverse film. Anything is possible. In fact, they could even acknowledge our universe in a very, very funny way. They could pull it off. I don't think they will, but they could. But she is clearly looking into the camera here, and it makes you wonder if she's gonna kind of pull a Deadpool. This is a true Office fashion look into the camera moment. And briefly speaking of The Office, fingers crossed John Krasinski shows up as Mr. Fantastic. But why would she be looking into the camera? Well, she's either going to be breaking the fourth wall in some way, shape, or form, or perhaps she's just simply turning and looking at somebody, and that's the way the camera decided to shoot it. But I really hope it's actually breaking the fourth wall here. I think that would be really cool in a huge multiverse film. But a lot of these new scenes were of Wanda, which makes sense. The trailer was titled Wanda Returns. But I actually think we saw several different variants in this trailer, and I do think it's going to be an evil variant of Wanda that's going to be causing a lot of problems for our main MCU Wanda. Hopefully, at the end, it comes down to taking down an evil variant of the Scarlet Witch, and our Wanda remains good in the MCU. But let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. Is that something you want? Do you want her to turn good at the end, or do you want her to stay evil? Let me know. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU and Doctor Strange 2 news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.